Leo, the cards are saying something you may have already felt but never had the courage to say out loud. There is a message that came through very clearly even before I laid down the first card. You feel like you've been playing a part in a play that's been going on for too long and is just waiting to end. It's as if you've been dancing to a fast-paced song, but now you finally want something calm. The cards show exactly this moment, and they also reveal what comes after it. A real light, not a show for others. Stay with me because what comes next cannot be ignored. Welcome to the reading for Leo Sun or Rising. While shuffling, the energy came with a special kind of nostalgia, a longing for something that once was or for something that's about to return. A feeling of revival, as if something important is making its way back into your life. Some of you feel there's been too much movement, too much noise, too much spectacle, and now you want peace. They want something authentic, not a performance put on for the public. The message I felt is about slowing down, about returning to oneself, about letting the loud music end so that something calmer can begin. And the cards, all of them without exception, confirm exactly that. Before we go into detail about the 6 main positions, I should mention that quite a few additional cards fell out. The first one that came up is Death. A knight in armor on a white horse carrying a flag with a white rose. It is not physical death. It is the symbol of profound transformation, of closing one chapter so that another can begin. Exactly the energy I felt while shuffling. Something must end so that something new can come, or so that something transformed can return. The second card, 7 of Swords, depicts a man stealing several swords from a camp looking back over his shoulder. It is the card of strategy, but also of escape. Sometimes it signifies running away from a direct confrontation. The card asks you what you are avoiding confronting directly. The next card, 2 of Cups. 2 people offer cups to each other with a winged lion above them. It's even the symbol of your zodiac sign. It represents mutual connection, healing through an authentic relationship or collaboration. The balance between giving and receiving. Next, we have the 5 of Cups, a figure in black looking at 3 overturned cups, while 2 remain standing behind them unnoticed. It is the card of regret, but also of the fact that not everything is lost. There are still 2 full cups if you choose to turn around and see them. The last additional card is the Knight of Pentacles. A knight on a black horse carefully holding a coin, moving at a steady pace. It is the energy of step-by-step work, patience, solid construction without haste. The 5 cards together tell you that something is coming to an end. Maybe you avoided a direct confrontation, but there is a real connection that can heal you even if you regret what you've lost. All that remains now is to move forward steadily and without haste. This is not a coincidence. It is the exact map of what you are experiencing right now. In the past, we have the Page of Pentacles, a young man in a field, carefully looking at a coin he holds in his hands. It is the energy of the studious one, of someone who learns, who builds foundations with seriousness and patience. For you, Leo, this means that your past has been about building. You have laid the foundations for something, you have learned, you have paid attention to practical details, perhaps more than you are used to as a fire sign. You played the role of the responsible one, the one who learns the lesson before shining. The present shows the 9 of Swords, a troubled figure with their head in their hands and 9 swords above them. It is one of the most difficult cards. It speaks about anxiety, worry, in some cases even thoughts that keep you from sleeping. But be careful, here the 9 of Swords often refers to fears that are more in your mind than in reality. The swords are above the head, they are not stuck in the body. So we're talking about imagined suffering, not real suffering. This is the likely direction. Before you reach the peace of the fully integrated sun, you will go through a period of worry or nighttime thoughts. But the cards reassure you, most of what scares you hasn't happened yet, and maybe it never will. For the future, we have the King of Swords, a man on a throne, holding a straight sword and looking determined. He represents mental authority, clarity of thought, decisions made with cold logic, not with emotion. For you, Leo, a sign that usually leads with the heart, with passion. The King of Swords is asking you for a slightly different approach now. Cold clarity, decisions based on reason, not just on enthusiasm or the desire to be in the spotlight. This is a time for strategic decisions, not grand gestures. For health, we have a wonderful card, the Sun, a child on a white horse with a radiant sun in the background, surrounded by sunflowers. It is one of the most positive cards in the tarot. It represents genuine joy, vitality, clarity, visible success. But here too lies the key for you. The sun is not about putting on a show, it's about real simple light, like that of a child who enjoys life without pretending. It's not about dancing to someone else's tune. It's about pure, authentic joy, the kind that comes from within. In some cases, it's also about creation. A very positive card. For career, we have the Knight of Swords, a knight galloping at high speed with his sword raised and his scarf fluttering in the wind. This is fast, mental energy, sometimes impulsive, the thought that moves faster than the body. For the workplace, the message is about slowing down, physically slowing down. The Knight of Swords moves too quickly, even though your mind might be racing. Your body truly needs real breaks, so it is essential to slow down your pace. Just like in that shuffling message when I said you need a normal, steady pace, rather than galloping forward non-stop all the time. In love, the Two of Pentacles appears, and when I say love, I mean love or relationships, because the energy can also affect family dynamics or collaborations, not just romantic couples. This vibrant Two of Pentacles depicts a young man skillfully juggling two golden coins connected by a flowing infinity symbol, while in the distant background we see two large sailing ships navigating across the very choppy and turbulent ocean waves. It is the card of dynamic balance, not static stability, but the ability to juggle multiple responsibilities or emotions without collapsing. For you, Leo, in love or relationships, this card speaks about the need to find a balance between what you give and what you receive, between your priorities and those of the other person. The waves in the background show that things are not completely calm, but the young man still juggles with grace. This is what you are capable of doing right now, to maintain your balance even when the sea is not calm. In some cases, there may be connections where several options appear, but the Two of Pentacles speaks about weighing these alternatives to make the optimal choice. At the bottom of the deck, the energy supporting this entire reading, two cards appeared, the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. On the Ace of Pentacles, we see a hand emerging from the clouds holding a golden coin above a blooming garden. It is the symbol of a new material beginning, of a concrete opportunity making its way in. It can also represent a surprise, a gift, or a gain. The Ace of Cups shows a hand holding a cup from which water flows, with a dove above it carrying a host. It is the symbol of a new emotional beginning, love, intuition, the opening of the heart. In general, this card speaks about feelings coming out of suffering as if after tears comes peace. The foundation of this reading is as follows. You have a new material beginning taking shape and a new emotional beginning opening up. Practically and emotionally, something fresh is being born beneath everything you have experienced so far. Let's see what the other sets confirm. We start with the moon phase cards, which say that the end of a difficult cycle is approaching. And we have the new moon in Capricorn, exactly the energy of death from the extra cards. Next comes the message, a time for healing, with the waning crescent moon. Then, what exactly do you need to let go of? And we have the waning moon, a direct question for you. At the bottom of this deck, exhale deeply under the waning moon. It's a simple reminder to breathe, to slow down, and you are very close to reaching your goal under the waxing moon. A confirmation that beyond the fatigue, you are closer than you think. We now continue with the time cards, which revealed something unusual. A card called Alpha and Omega without a fixed number with the message, you are free to choose the moment. This card confirms that there is no deadline imposed from the outside. The moment is yours. Alpha and Omega represent the beginning and the end, and here we also have this symbol like a wheel, which represents cyclicality or even transformation in some cases. Then we have the bull with the number 2 and the message, create a structure. The vibration of 2 means balance, partnership, a choice between 2 directions. Exactly the theme of the 2 of Pentacles from the classic tarot. Next comes the card with the number 4, which tells you that you can build something. The number 4 in numerology means foundation and stability. This card once again confirms the Ace of Pentacles at the base of the deck. Also from this set, we have the Leo card with the number 5, your very own sign, with the message, release the power of your heart. It's no coincidence that your sign appears in this set. The number 5 means change, liberation. The courage to do things differently is the clearest confirmation possible. The liberation of your heart is the central message of this entire reading. And last but not least, the Sunday card, number 1, which says, go within, develop a vision. The vibration of 1 is the number of new beginnings, but here it's not an external new beginning, but an internal one. Introspection before action. Then the Scorpio card with the number 8, which tells you to heal your wounds. The number 8 represents power, mental balance, spiritual balance, karma. It reminds you that healing does not happen on its own, but is actively built. At the base of this time deck, we have Tuesday with the message, start being creative. This message is connected to the vibration of the number 3, which is the number of expression and creativity. Exactly the energy of Leo, your sign. And the last card in this set is Virgo number 6, which tells you to reap the harvest. The number 6 means harmony, responsibility, harvesting what you have sown. The set of stones and plants showed cinnabar with poppy, which symbolizes passion transformed into calm. Then peridot with basil signifies the release of old burdens, emotional prosperity. Labradorite with St. John's wort denotes magical protection and balance of the nervous system. Sapphire with pansies suggests mental clarity and deep thinking, while onyx with cherry stems represents inner strength and protection during times of transition. At the base, there is rose quartz with rose, which this card speaks about self-love and compassion, attraction, joy, and peace. Exactly the message of the sun from the classic tarot. And also at the base of the deck, we have rhodonite with rose hips, which speaks about healing a wounded heart and emotional balance after a loss. The cards of the seasons brought Namira to the forefront, a feminine figure in a forest holding a fern branch with a waterfall and a white horse in the background. The fern is the plant of discreet protection and regeneration. It grows in the shade but stays alive all year round. The waterfall symbolizes continuous cleansing, energy that does not stagnate. The white horse represents freedom, natural movement, healthy instinct. This is a horse that runs free, unrestrained. At the base, we have Alizea, a young woman in warm shades of reddish pink, holding a bouquet of baby's breath in her hand and wearing a crown of wild strawberries and hazel on her head. Baby's breath symbolizes purity, sincere love, and the innocence of the soul, while wild strawberries and hazel speak of the joy of simple things, abundance, and the wisdom gained through experience. The fireflies that softly light up around her represent hope, inspiration, and the inner light that guides our steps even when we cannot see the whole path. The rabbit beside her brings the energy of fertility, rebirth, and new beginnings, as well as the gift of vigilance and intuition, reminding us to stay open to emerging opportunities and attentive to the subtle signals of life. The last card of the set, February, depicts a figure in shades of blue and silver, wrapped in a warm shawl, holding an ivy leaf in a winter landscape. Ivy, an evergreen plant, symbolizes perseverance, fidelity, and the strength to carry on even through the coldest periods of life. The card speaks of patience, protection, and the trust that although some phases may seem motionless on the surface, life continues its work in silence. It is the promise that after every winter comes spring, but also a reminder that there is beauty and strength even during winter. Now let's see the message from the angels. Trust yourself. Trust friendship. Protection. You are not alone. Freedom and look beyond the situation. An angel picking violet flowers into a basket, a symbol of harvesting beauty even in the midst of a difficult situation. At the bottom of this deck, we have self-reflect and explore. An angel on a bridge looking toward a wide horizon. These two cards together say, before you explore what's next, first look within, and finally, the positive messages, 11 affirmations, like a choir confirming everything we've seen so far. For some of you, the positive message is, I see my parents as little children who need love. I am in the process of positive change. My life is going wonderfully. I encounter love everywhere I go. I release all fears and doubts. I am at peace with my age. I love my body. I now overcome the fears and limitations of others. Power lies in the present moment, and my thoughts are creative. Leo, if I were to sum up everything these cards have said into a single thread, the conclusion would be this. You played a role. You danced to a tune that no longer resonated with you, and now you want a change. And this is not a weakness, it is wisdom. Death, 5 of Cups, 9 of Swords all speak about the same process, just from different angles. A chapter is ending, but we don't have to immediately think of something dramatic. Sometimes what ends is an expectation, an illusion, a fear, a perspective on a situation, or even a way of thinking that no longer serves us. And when something old leaves, it creates space for something more authentic and more suitable for who we are now. The sun has come to show you that true light doesn't need a spectacle. It is simple. It is warm. It is yours, not performed for others and everything that comes after. The Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the card with the lion at the bottom of the deck of time cards, which tells you directly, release the power of your heart. The free white horse from Nemira, the messages from the angels, and all the affirmations build the same bridge, from a life lived on autopilot to a life lived with presence and authenticity, from the dizziness or discomfort caused by too many directions, too many expectations, too much noise, to the simplicity of feeling the earth beneath your feet again, of knowing who you are. You have a new material beginning. The Ace of Pentacles confirms this. You have a new emotional beginning. The Ace of Cups confirms this. The only remaining question is whether you finally allow yourself, whether you set yourself free and no longer want to spin around for others. And this is the sign that you are ready for your true light. Your authentic sun doesn't need applause to shine. I remind you that this reading is a general one reflecting the collective energy of the Leo sign or ascendant and not a personalized one. So only take what you feel resonates with you and leave the rest. If you found this useful, I encourage you to hit like and share it further, as the message might reach someone who needs to hear it. Also, I suggest you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you stay up to date with new videos for your zodiac sign as well as the upcoming specific messages. If you felt that you resonated, I'm looking forward to your thoughts in the comments. What is the thing you want to let go of, or what exactly do you want to change? That's all I had for you. May it be useful to you. Kisses, until next time.